We'll start with prayers. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishnu Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Rupadkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sabrijatam Savana Ravanatranvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Rajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadhana Yavita Shri Vishnakhanitam Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Peshapari Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratashe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभान सुते देवी वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यः नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome all devotees for the Bhakti Shastri class in Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing on 10th chapter, shloka number 1 to 5 we discussed last time. So devotees can share what we discussed last time, then we'll go ahead from 6th onwards.
Can I start?
Yes.
So, we started with discussion on opulences with the first text from this chapter 10. We also did revision about Guhya, Guhyatam and Guhyatar. This how vibhutis are Guhyatar. We mentioned about Jiva and Bahiranga Shaktis. For vibhutis, we said that with respect to cause of maintenance of material world, we discussed two types of vibhutis, power and knowledge vibhuti. And we also discussed about Krishna's unknowability. Section 1 to 7 you mentioned about that. Should I tell something about
Yeah, it's okay. Others can share. Yeah, shloka 1, somebody can share what we discussed. Yes, okay. Yeah, you can understand.
Yeah, Prabhuji, one point we discussed that like by understanding the vibhuti or the opulence of the Lord or the power of the Lord, we understand that Lord is worthy of worship. And when we understand that Lord is worthy of worship, we actually start developing relationship with the Lord. So this point was discussed in the first verse.
Yeah.
Also, the first verse, Prabhuji, we discussed that speaking again to become more alert. Why Valde Vidyavasha says Guru is again and again Lord is speaking about his opulences to know more about me. The more one hears, the more one becomes fixed in the devotional services as the knowledge increases. And also you stressed upon the point of why it is important to hear in parampara only, like hearing outside the parampara is like consuming the meat touched by a serpent. So,
somebody else want to share? Yeah, Bhakti Leela Mataji.
10.2 I wanted to share.
Yeah.
Shloka 10.2.
Yeah.
So here this shlokas shows the Krishna's mysterious origin. So this shloka mainly means here Lord says ki who knows or who don't knows. So this shloka, 1 minute. Maharshina, Devanam and Maharshina, two words are used here, where the demigod and great Maharshis, sages, they can't know the birth of, they can't know the origin of Lord Krishna. Here we discuss again the why they don't know. Means they have the intelligence. Here we discuss two things: intelligence and knowledge. So you said intelligence means the scholarship, ability to understand in a fine way. But these demigods and Maharshi, I miss that link actually. They are not devotee actually. That's why they can't understand the mysterious nature of Lord Krishna. So who can know the transcendental position of Krishna? The answer is those who are the devotee of Lord, or those who see the Lord or worship the Lord, like Yashoda Nandan, Devaki Nandan, Shama Sundar playing flute. Examples you gave. And again, by studying the Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they can know the mysterious nature of the Lord. That's it.
Anybody else want to share? Third shloka, fourth and fifth, we discussed a lot of points in fourth and fifth. They are improved.
Like we were seeing that how in 10.2 Krishna tells that even big people, especially he gives reference of demigods and great sages, even they can't understand that the Prabhavam word is used by Krishna, that this his origin and opulence are very confidential and therefore cannot be understood. And then in 10.3 he says, but still there are some people who can understand. And he tells the eligibility also in 10.3 that how who knows me as the unborn, beginningless, and supreme Lord, and he is only freed from all, one who is freed from all sins. He can understand me. So he gives some eligibility also, and there we discussed how this point came up that between Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, who is pious. So we understood that how Shastra is the basis, and based on that, Guru and Sadhu, they teach us. They teach us. So, and then in after 10.3 saying this, Krishna like talks about that what all qualities originate from him, and then we have counted that almost 20 qualities Krishna is mentioning. It's like the starting of this Vibhuti Yoga chapter where Krishna starts his Vibhutis, telling about his Vibhutis, and there we understood by word meanings we were discussing that how different vibhutis which Krishna is telling, almost 20, is applicable. And the first is intelligence and knowledge, and we were discussing the difference between that. How even like intelligence refers to power to analyze things, and which is the final aspect of subject matter. So knowledge is like the understanding of a thing from superficial, not superficial, but maybe like from above. But intelligence is going deep into it, and even we saw that
knowledge is about understanding spiritual things.
Knowledge is about
Spiritual things,
and
intelligence is anything, whether it is matter or spirit, understanding it fine way.
that even materialists can use, but materialists use it for matter, and devotee uses it to understand it matter. So this knowledge is the ability to do distinction between matter and spirit, and therefore materialists cannot have real knowledge because they can't do that. So and then you quoted I think from Chaitanya Prabhu or some Maharaj that don't surrender your intelligence but surrender with intelligence. I think Chaitanya Prabhu said. So this we have understood, this we have discussed, and then some more aspects of knowledge also.
So we discussed in that many terms. We will not go in detail. Anybody else want to share anything from last class? Otherwise, we will go to sixth.
Proji, one very important point from Srila Prabhupada's purport from the first verse. Prabhupada is mentioning that by hearing more about Krishna, one in association of devotees, one becomes fixed in devotional service. And why association of devotees? Because they always quote from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So importance of hearing in association of devotees was mentioned in the purport by Prabhupada. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You want to tell something? Okay. We'll go to the 6th shloka. Is it visible slides? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah. So 6th onwards now Krishna is continuing speaking to Arjuna about who can know him, who cannot know him, and who can know him partially, like that. So 6th verse we'll discuss. Maharshah sapta purve chatvaro manavasthatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka imam prajah. Yes, Arun Prabhu, could you read translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Translation. The 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them.
So he is now speaking about the great sages. So there are 7 of them, Sapta Rishis, Maharshaya, Maha Rishi. How many? 7. And before them, Purve, the 4 other great sages. Purve Chatvaro. So this is 4 Kumaras basically. And Tatha Manu. And Manu. So 14 Manus are there. Okay, so Manus 14, 4 Kumaras, and 7 Rishis. So total is 25. So these 25 like sometimes Krishna tells, I am seated in everyone's heart. So he is saying about the Shirodakshay Vishnu expansion. He is
Prabhuji,
not
I think
personally there.
your audio was there was some network issue. After total 25, we could not hear. At least I could not hear. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, same for it.
Okay, now is it okay?
Yes.
So I was saying 25 important people are there in this universe. So Krishna is saying they come from me, Madhbhava, Manasa Jata. They are born from my mind. Manasa, from the mind. But actually they are born from whose mind is Brahma. So Krishna is identifying with Brahma, just like when Krishna says, I am seated in everyone's heart. He is not telling about himself personally, but he is telling about the expansion Shirodaksha Vishnu, who comes from him. So from Krishna comes Brahma, and from Brahma's mind, these 25 people are born. Okay, so Krishna, they are children of Krishna indirectly. Okay, and Krishna is identifying with Brahma here. Okay, Yesham, these people, okay, Lok, in this world or in this universe, okay, ima loke, praja, they create the progeny, they populate the universe, these 25 people. Like we are all sons of Manu. So that Manu, 14 of them are here. Correct. Swayambhu Manu, now currently Vavishwat Manu, like that. So these all people have descended from me, and from them all others have come, like that. That is the meaning of this shloka. Okay. And Prabhupada uses basically 25 important people. He uses the name patriarchs. Okay, the name will come in the purport. So basically, Prabhupada is, sorry, Krishna is telling these 25 people, they come from me. So basically, he is saying about the vibhutis, that what all comes from him. Okay. So these 25 important people come from me. Then in the next shloka, he is going to say about, yeah, earlier to this, he told about the qualities which come from me, correct? If you see the fourth and fifth shloka, there are so many 20 items mentioned, 20 qualities mentioned, which come from Krishna. Now he's saying these 25 people come from me, like that. And eighth shloka, he will say, Aham sarvasya prabho, matta sarvam pravartete. Everything comes from me. I am controller of everyone. Like that he will say. So he's explaining about his opulences in this chapter, as we discussed. Okay. So opulences means what? Two things, knowledge or power. Two meanings we can take. Okay. So yeah, please read.
Having mentioned that intelligence, knowledge, and non-bewilderment cannot give real knowledge of the Lord in this verse states that these things cannot give true knowledge of the Lord.
Yeah. So now he has told in the shloka 4 and 5. Okay. That there are different types of intelligence, sorry, different qualities like intelligence, knowledge, and asamoha, non-bewilderment. Okay, so they cannot give real knowledge. What can give real knowledge? It was explained that bhakti can give. Okay, only a devotee can know me fully by devotional service. Okay, so these things cannot be the qualification for receiving bhakti, because many people have intelligence, many people may have knowledge, many people may have non-bewilderment, or they may have the qualities of goodness, cleanliness. Okay, but they cannot become devotee just by having those qualities. Okay, for becoming a devotee, one has to receive the mercy of another devotee. He has to receive the sukriti of another devotee. Okay. So the Lord in this verse states that these things cannot give true knowledge. What is this true knowledge? That is Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yeah. Very possible.
The Lord is the Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma, all the seven great sages, and before them, four other great sages named Sanat, Sanand, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, and the 14 Manus are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma came Sanak, Sanand, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, then Rudra, and then the seven sages, and in this way all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitama, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as Prapitama, the father of grandfather. That is stated in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita 11:20.
Yeah. So here you see Krishna, sorry, Prabhupada is explaining in the purport how from Krishna actually Brahma comes, and they are all born from Brahma. Okay. These 25 important people of this universe, they are all coming from Brahma directly, not directly from Krishna. So what is the relationship? So grandfather and Parapitamaha, father of the grandfather. So Brahma is the grandfather, and he is the great grandfather, like that. Okay, so directly from Krishna, these 25 people don't come, as the verse may be saying. So what is the understanding? So he is saying they are born out of the energy of Krishna. Okay, so Krishna has invested his energy in Brahma. Tene Brahma Hrida Adi Kavaya Uniyanti at Surya. He has invested his energy in Brahma, and then Brahma, these 25 people are coming. Okay. So we'll go to the next shloka, 7th. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tatvatah So avikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayam. Mari, okay. Madhav Harinam Prabhu, please read.
One who is factually convinced of this opulence, the mystic power of mind, engages in unalloyed devotional service. There is no doubt.
Yeah, so here now he is giving the of the fruits of the uh, service of hearing to his opulences. This is called Falashruti. Okay. What you hear, what you will get the phala from that. Okay. The result of hearing, basically. Of hearing about the vibhutis or opulences. So what does that mean? As I told, it means either the knowledge aspect or the power. So these are the two terms for the meaning of vibhuti. Okay, so Krishna is going to explain about knowledge about him, and power of his personality. So what will happen by hearing that? Who is factually convinced, means who has faith in this, yetam vibhutim, okay, yogam cha. Okay, so these two words actually nicely explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushan. We'll read in perfect. So they basically say this vibhuti means knowledge and power, and yoga means the qualities of Lord. Okay. Knowledge and power of the Lord are included in the word vibhuti, and the yogam includes the qualities of the Lord. Okay. So this is the meaning given by the Baldev Vidyabhushan. Okay. That we can understand here. And then he says, Mama yo vetti tattvata. So one who factually knows, like that Prabhupada has translated. Factually know means what? He knows him not only as Brahman, Paramatma, but also as Bhagavan. What kind of Bhagwan? Yashodanandan, Devaki Nandan, or Sham Sundar, Govardhan Dhari, okay, Gopijana Vallabha. All these things he knows that he is situated in various rasas in Vrindavan. That is knowing him tattvata, not that, oh, he is a Brahman, he is a Paramatma, not that superficial knowledge. Okay, he is the Lord of Vaikuntha. That is tattvata knowledge. Okay, so Sah, so that means here avikalpena. Vikalpa means to have choice, options. Avikalpa means no choice. Okay, no option or without division, as Prabhupada is translated. One pointedness. Okay, ananya root. Okay, yogena, avikalpena. This yoga of knowing about his opulence, yoga of knowing about his opulence. What happens by that? Yujyate. Yuj dhatu is there. That means combined. Yoga word comes from there, right? So yujyate, see Prabhupada, right? Is engaged. He is engaged. Okay, or combined with the Lord. Na atra. In that there is no samshaya. There is no doubt in that. Okay, that he will attain me. How he will attain me? Avikalpena, without having any deviation or division like that. He'll attain me. That is the meaning of the shloka. Okay. So let's read the commentary. Anuradha Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. But according to my own statement, I can be attained only for the pure bhakti. Ekaya Graharyah. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.14.21. On this, my Ananya Bhakta, receiving firm faith in my words by my mercy, knows the truth about me. That is stated in this verse.
Yeah. So truth about me means what? Tattvataha. Okay, truth about me, like that. Okay, receiving firm faith. Okay, my Ananya is receiving firm faith. Okay, he will know about me. Okay, so receiving firm faith. Firm faith means what? We can also say in the verse Krishna is saying avikalpena. Okay, without division. Okay, avikalpena. Okay, like that. Yeah, continue.
He who knows the vibhutis of which I will speak in summary, and who knows Bhakti Yoga, Etam Vibhutim Yogam Cha, who then becomes endowed with even stronger faith, thinking. This alone is the highest truth, tatattvataha. Because my master Krishna has said so, becomes endowed with unwavering avikalpena bhakti yoga, which is characterized by knowledge of my true nature, yogena. There is no doubt about this.
Yeah. So there is no doubt about this. So Krishna is saying that na atra samshayah, na samshayah. There is no doubt. And then previously he said that the etam vibhutim yogam cha. See, Vishwanath Chakravarti explaining the meaning of this phrase. Etam vibhutim yogam cha. So he is saying this yoga means here bhakti yoga, basically. Okay, this word yoga meaning bhakti yoga. Because one can know the Lord only through bhakti yoga. That's the meaning. Okay. So avikalpena, unwavering. Okay, he becomes unwavering. Okay, he becomes determined like that. And the second usage of the word yoga, yogena, so he knows the nature of Lord. Okay, see here he has explained this yogena. What is the meaning of this word yogena? Which is characterized by knowledge of my true nature. Okay, like that he has explained this verse. Basically, Bhakti Yoga is being explained in this verse. Is the path to know the Lord completely. Okay, by hearing about his opulences. Yeah. Okay.
Commentary by Srila Prabhupada Jai. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to Him. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is focusing here about the aspect of knowing the opulence of the Lord, so knowing the greatness of the Lord. So when we understand the greatness of the Lord, we surrender to Him. Correct? There is no alternative but to surrender to Him. Okay, so greatness, or we can say opulence. So that is also called in many places the Aishwarya Gyan. That how the Lord is maintaining this universe, how he is controlling this universe, how he creates this universe, how he destroys this universe through the various agents, like that. So this is the first aspect of the Lord's opulence, like that. Okay, so this includes, as I told, the knowledge aspect as well as the power of the Lord. Okay, these two aspects it includes. And then Prabhupada is saying that yeah, generally people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail. So that's why now Krishna is explaining in this chapter how he is going to explain in detail. Okay, so that is 10th chapter, as I told last time. How God is great, that is being explained in this chapter. So that's why Krishna told, I am going to speak the highest now. Highest in the sense that which I had not spoken in detail earlier. Okay. And then there is second part of the Lord's personality, that is sweetness. So there are Sahajiya people who only discuss about the sweetness aspect, but they don't focus on the greatness aspect of the Lord. So a balanced person does both. Okay, he knows the greatness of the Lord by reading the Bhagavatam first 9 cantos, and then he also knows about the sweetness of the Lord by reading the 10th canto. Not that when he reads 9th canto and then he thinks, oh, how can I read the 10th canto? It is so sweet. And if what will happen if I read the 10th canto? It's a very, very esoteric subject. I cannot read about all this. Better let me read to 11th, go to 11th canto and skip the 10th canto. That is not how Prabhupada taught us. Prabhupada told that 10th canto is the face of Krishna. It is the most important part of Srimad Bhagavatam, and it has the maximum chapters and highest number of acharyas have given commentary. More than 40 acharyas have given commentary on that. So one should read the 9 cantos and then gradually go to the 10th canto. And one should not skip the 10th canto. Okay, because that is the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then as such, gradually then go to 11th canto, 12th canto, which is forehead of the Lord. Okay, so one should balance both. One should not jump to 10th canto. Prabhupada has many times told, one should not just jump to the sweetness part or the Ras Panchadhyaya or hear or read it prematurely. Prematurely means without reading the opulences or greatness in the first 9 cantos. Okay. Okay. So one should go in the order. So if you read the introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada has very nicely explained that. And then also he has told, okay, there are some pastimes which could be read without going in sequence. So he gives the example like the fruit can be eaten from any side. Okay. So in that way, he gives the example. So there are some pastimes one can read for some understanding. Okay, not that very, very strictly one has to go in sequence only. Okay, if he wants to know Vritarasura's story, he can read the 6th canto, no problem. But generally, one should do a systematic study of going in sequence. Otherwise, there is always a chance of becoming a Sahajiya. Sahajiya means one who takes the concepts of sweetness of the Lord as Sahaj. Sahaj means without having the proper understanding who is the Lord, but and trying to hear and understand his sweet pastimes with gopis. Like that. Okay, that is understanding. Yeah, please continue.
These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt, and he engages in devotional service.
Yeah, so he's
All
saying
this.
about avikalpena. Okay,
Okay.
great faith. Okay, and what is without any doubt?
Atra Sanshaya.
Na
Natra
atra
Sanshaya.
samshaya.
Na samshaya. Correct. And then he's saying that engages in devotional service. What is that?
Yogena yujyate.
Yogena.
Yogena yujyate. Correct. He engages in it. Yeah, continue.
All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect one should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is, for by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service.
Yeah. So that so Krishna explained how the various opulences come from him, and then he also explained the Phalashruti, the fruit of understanding this knowledge. Okay. Is there any question on this section? What we discussed till now? Yes,
Prabhuji, can you please explain again the difference between the knowledge of the Lord and the power of the Lord? Like, what is actual difference? Because I was thinking it's same. Can you please?
yeah. So that is explained by Baldev Vidyabhushan. I will show that. I have not put it directly in the slide. Okay, I'll show here. Shloka numbers. Okay, is it visible?
Yes,
Vedant?
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, this 7th verse. Yeah, read this.
This verse states the results of that knowledge of the subject of Vibhuti.
Yes, knowledge of the subject of Vibhuti. Okay. So knowledge about the opulences, like we read about 25 people coming from him. Okay, this is knowledge aspect. Yeah, read.
This Vibhuti, Etam Vibhutim, is characterized by the greater power.
Greatest power.
Greatest power.
Yeah.
This whole manifested universe headed by Brahma, Shiva, and other devatas, the great sages headed by Sanaka, and the Manus headed by Swayambhu, Swambhu, is endowed with Shakti of knowledge and power, dependent on me, which maintains their existence and movement.
Yeah, so see in this paragraph, what he explained knowledge that okay, these many people are coming from me. The qualities which were mentioned earlier, 20 qualities are coming from me. This is knowledge, knowing. Now the next level is to know, okay, what does this investment of power in these personalities do? So he is saying now this whole universe, this whole manifested universe, this is one of the powers of the Lord to manifest the universe. Okay, there is something else that okay, we can say that knowledge, knowing that universe is manifested from the Lord, and then how it is manifested, what kind of powers are invested. So that is the power aspect. Like here he is saying, headed by Brahma. So Brahma does what? Secondary creation. So he invests Brahma with the power of doing secondary creation. What is secondary creation? Creating the living entities. How does he do? By creating these 25 people. Okay, basically Manus. From Manus they come. So this details about the knowledge, that what power he has invested. Then Shiva, the destruction power is invested. And other devatas, what they are in charge of rain or other various departments like that. And then the great sages headed by Shanaka. So through Shanaka, later it will explain that actually he is given the power to uh, spread the knowledge about the Lord. So they are the Saktiavesh avatar and they spread the jnana of the Lord. And the Manus. So Manus create the progeny. He has invested his power in them. Okay, endowed with the Shakti of knowledge knowledge and power. And they are all dependent on me, which maintains their existence and movement. So Lord is saying about himself, I maintain their existence and movement. Like that. Okay. Yeah, so this is something else. Yeah, that much proof. Yeah. So is it okay?
Yeah, it's clear, Prabhuji. So knowledge is basically the knowledge of the opulence of the Lord, and then how it is manifested.
Yeah, what all function it does, how which personality use it, what it has power, how much power it has, all that
How he
various
empowers
details.
other. That
All
is
that, yeah, details. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, any other question? Yeah, because that previous section was not so important. I didn't take all Acharya's commentary. So now this section is very important, Chatushloki. So basically the Chatushloki name is given by various Acharyas. And Ramanujacharya was the first one who gave it this name. So, this Chatushloki. So Ramanujacharya named it the Chatushloki, and other Acharyas followed like Baldev Bhushan and Srila Prabhupada, like that. So why it is called Chatushloki? Basically, there are Chatushloki and there is also three Shloki that will come in the 15th chapter, 16 to 18. It will come, three Shloki. Basically, these are seed verses. Seed verses means from which the Bhagavad Gita is expanded. So from these four shlokas, the whole Bhagavad Gita was expanded. And it can be understood, the whole Bhagavad Gita. And basically, after this, the Bhagavad Gita ends, after speaking the four shlokas. And Arjuna will say, okay, you are the Paramam Dhamam, Paramam Bhavan, you are the greatest, you are greatest, you are greatest. And then he will ask some questions for the sake of others, like they don't have faith in Krishna, so Krishna can show Virat Roop so that they have faith. Or he will ask some question about the three modes. But basically, Bhagavad Gita has ended about after this Chatushloki, and then the reply from Krishna. So this Chatushloki is very, very important because this is a seed section from which Bhagavad Gita is expanded. So we will see this section little elaborately. And this will be the last section which we will see elaborately from all three acharyas. After that, not many important sections will be coming. Okay, so let's read this. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitah. Okay, Kishore Madhaprabhu, would you like to read?
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their heart.
Yeah, so this shloka seems very simple, but has very deep meanings. All acharyas have explained. Okay, so in this shloka, basically here Krishna is explaining about his power aspect of the vibhuti. Okay. So what is the power aspect? Okay, knowledge aspect will be coming in the next verses, in the future verses. Okay. So basically now Krishna, he told in the previous verse two things, vibhuti and yoga. Correct. If you see the previous verse, two words he used. The first line, vibhutim yogam cha. Correct. So now this is explained in 10.8. Okay. And in that also only power aspect, not the knowledge aspect. Okay. So he is explaining vibhuti. No, both yoga also. Yeah. This is the yoga part. Yeah. So he is explaining vibhuti as well as yoga. But this explanation of this yoga part will come in the next verse. Okay, so both the parts are explaining this. Yeah. What is the yoga? Bhajante Mam, how he connects to me. Okay. And what is the result of that? Buddha Bhava Samanvita. He becomes endowed with the Bhava. Okay, these all will be explained in the future shlokas. And then Vibhuti part is Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo and Matta Sarvam Pravartate. So many times it seems that they both are same when we read this translation. I am the source of all the spiritual and material worlds, and everything emanates from me. But other acharyas they explain, and Prabhupada also in his purport he will explain that basically there is a difference between these two terms. Prabhava is more about the sentence. So the word means here the source of all the species. Basically, Prabhupada is writing the word generation, source of all the species or source of everything, all the universal affairs, whatever happening. Okay. So this is told as the cause and the source of all spiritual and material. Spiritual and material aspects of this universe. This means a whole creation, basically, spiritual world and material world. Okay. So, cause and source of these two, that is Prabhava. And then Pravartate, when this word is used, so this is explained as the spiritual. Yeah, there is one more aspect actually that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained. Okay, it will come in the purport. So that is okay. So I will tell that in the purport only. Okay, so basically here two parts are going to come. One is the opulence. Okay, if you don't understand it fully here, I will come back to this. And then second is the Paramatma part. Okay, it's going to come. I will explain that later. Okay, and yeah, Prabhatate is more about being controller. Okay, operator, controller of material world and spiritual world, basically. Okay, that is Pravartate. And Prabhava is cause and source of the spiritual and mental aspects that can be remembered. Okay. These are the two terms. So they are looking similar in this translation, but have a different meaning also. Okay. So this is a basic thing. And then third line says iti matva bhajante mam. So this word matva, as you see, is very, very important. Prabhupada has translated it as knowing. And also later he will say about being convinced. Okay, about me. Okay, convinced. What he is convinced about? So the word bhajan indicates it's only possible in the path of bhakti yoga, bhajan. There is no bhajan in the path of ashtanga yoga or karma yoga or any other gyan yoga like that. So matva word when we see, so the matva word we should understand it as convinced of the path of Bhakti Yoga, okay, for Krishna. Okay, so that is the aspect of Matva. Okay, iti Matva, being convinced. Okay, knowledge is one level, being convinced is another level, like that. Okay, and where is Bhakti Yoga indicated? So this word bhajante indicates Bhakti Yoga that I told. Okay, and Krishna, where is Krishna indicated? Mam, bhajante mam. So convinced of Bhakti Yoga for Krishna. So this whole term is in this box. And then next line says Buddha. Buddha, as you see, Prabhupada has translated it as he is learned or he is intelligent. Buddhi, we know the word Buddhi, right? So Buddha comes from there. So Buddha means intelligent, like that. What kind of intelligence he needs? So this intelligence is not material intelligence, it is spiritual intelligence. Because nobody can know the Lord by material intelligence, we know. Correct. So this is spiritual intelligence. From where it is accumulated? This is accumulated over many, many lifetimes by gaining Agyat Sukriti. Okay, to know about the Lord. And then he receives the Shraddha for the Bhakti. And then he is considered as intelligent. So many times Prabhupada says many places, the devotees are most intelligent. So what he means is they have accumulated the spiritual piety over many lifetimes. That is the meaning. Okay, Bhava Samanvita. And then he's saying, okay, when he does bhajan, what is the result of this? So he will become Bhava Samanvita. Bhav refers to the four rasas. That is the Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. So these four rasas he will become endowed with. So see, Bhava Samanvita Prabhupada written with great attention. And other acharyas have also told that it has he will attain the four rasas. Okay, after he does this practice of bhajan, matva bhajante, mam, iti matva bhajante mam. He will be endowed, samanvita, endowed with the four rasas. Okay, in relationship with Krishna, because he is doing bhajan of Krishna, like that. Okay. Yeah, so these are the different terms mentioned in this verse. Okay, so let's read the commentary and understand it. Yeah, please read.
Here he speaks of his vibhuti characterized by great power. I am the cause of existence and manifestation of everything, being material and spiritual prabhava. Because of me alone, Mata, in the form of Paramatma, the whole material world operates. Sarvam pravartate.
Yeah, one
As
minute. Yeah.
yeah.
So here in these three lines, as you can see now, Vishnu Jadaguru has explained 3 points. He speaks in this verse. What he is speaking about? His vibhuti. And which part of the vibhuti? Which is characterized by great power. Okay, not much about knowledge aspect. So as I told you, so power aspect he is speaking in this verse. And then he is saying, I am the cause of the existence. So this is cause what is referring to which one? Here he has explained Prabhava. So that's why the Prabhava word includes the first aspect is cause. He is the cause of this material and spiritual worlds, like that. Okay. So cause of the existence and manifestation of everything. So manifestation so it's for the word source. Okay. He is the source of everything. Like that. Okay. So what does that everything word include? He is saying all the material as well as spiritual things. Okay. And then he explaining the word mattaha. So matta means he is identifying with the Paramatma feature for which aspect? For the material aspect. Okay. The material world operates. Okay. How it may operates? It operates through the Paramatma feature. So that's why I wrote this Paramatma feature that is for the material world. Okay. Operator of the material world. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sarvam pravartate. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
As well, because of me alone, in the form of avatars like Narada, Mataha, all the spiritual sadhanas such as bhakti, jnana, tapas, and karma, and the goals of these sadhanas operate sarva pravartate.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Yeah. So see again now Sarvam Pravartate, the second aspect he has explained. So what is the second aspect? Because of me alone in the form of avatars. So these are all Satyavesh avatars. Okay. Shakti Avesh. So that's what becomes Satyavesh. What kind of Shakti is invested in Narada? Bhakti Shakti, we know. Narada endowed with Bhakti Shakti. And Sanaka, 4 Kumaras are endowed with Jnana Shakti. Correct. Prithu Maharaj is endowed with the Palana Shakti. Like that we know. Many Shaktis are endowed with many personalities. So, Sarvam Pravartate. So, he manifests or he controls, he operates basically. Okay, this word operates. So, we can add that word here also. Controller of material and spiritual world. And we can also add here operator. Controller or operator of material world and spiritual world. Okay. So that is pravartate aspect. So he is saying, yeah, so the spiritual sadhanas are operated. What kind of sadhanas? Bhakti, jnana, tapasya, and karma yoga, basically. So 4 yogas are mentioned: Bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, karma yoga. Okay, this is jnana yoga, and there is Bhakti yoga. 4 yogas are operated. Okay, like that. And the goals of these sadhanas operate. Okay, so the goals also are operated by the Lord. Okay, like that. So this word pravartate here. So control and operator of the both aspect, spiritual as well as the material aspect. He operates. Okay, so the material aspect and spiritual aspect operated. Spiritual aspect is operated by the Shakti Avish avatar. So that examples you can see in the purport. And the material aspect is operated by the Paramatma feature. Okay, so this is not here. This is here. The material aspect is operated by Paramatma. Okay. So these are things are explained till now. So in short, what was explained? Prabhavo means he is the cause and source, 2 aspects of all spiritual and material aspects. Okay. And pravartate means he is controller operator of all material and spiritual aspects. So how does he control the material aspect? Through the Paramatma feature. How does he control the spiritual aspect? Through the Shakti Avishavatar. Okay. So these 2 are explained in both the words, Prabhavo and Pravartate. Okay. Yeah, please continue, Prasad.
He then describes the yoga which is Ananya Bhakti. Being convinced through faith by this knowledge, iti matva, the intelligent persons endowed with bhava in the form of tasya, sakhya or other relationship, bhava samanvitaha, worship me. Note, thus the vibhuti and yoga mentioned in the previous verse have been explained in this verse.
Yeah, so what is explained in this verse is Vibhuti and Yoga of the previous verse, like that. Okay. And majorly, what aspect is told is power aspect of the Vibhuti. That's what. Okay. So where is the Yoga? So this is the last line of the commentary, as I told. Vibhuti aspect is the first 2 lines, and Yoga aspect is the next 2 lines. Okay. That is the explanation. And here, very nicely, he has told that what is the meaning of this word, this Bhava Samanvita. So as I told, there are 4 rasas. To be endowed with the 4 rasas. Okay, they worship the Lord, to worship the Lord through the 4 rasas. That is the meaning of the word Bhava Samanvita. Okay. And then here he is told about the word convinced through faith of this by this knowledge. So iti matva. So that aspect I told here. Convinced of Bhakti Yoga for Krishna. Okay, Bhajante is Bhakti Yoga, Mam is Krishna. Okay. So if you make some diagram like this beside the verse, then what happens is the whole commentary can be memorized in this pictorial form, and you can remember it for a long time. Okay. So try to study in this way if possible. You can have your notes, something like this. And important verses, you can just take it from commentary and draw some pictorial things like this of various terms of the verse. And then try to remember. It will be easier to revise as well as remember it for longer time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Baldev Vidyabhushan.
Describing the bhakti belonging to the highest devotees in the 4 verses, verse 8 to 12, the Lord describes the real nature of himself, which generates and nourishes the bhakti. I am Swam Bhagavan Krishna, the cause of everything. the cause of the whole material manifestation headed by Brahma and Shiva. In the Atharva Veda, it is thus said, Yo Brahmanam Vedadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedam Cha Gapayam Sma Krishnaha. Krishna alone it is who previously creates Brahma and makes him sing the Vedas.
Yeah, so this Baldev Bhushan's commentary, there will be so much quotation of the Shrutis, basically, and references he will quote. Why? Because we have to understand the context in which he wrote. So he wrote it for the purpose of defeating the Ramanandis. As we know, he wrote 3 books, the 3 Prasthanatraya. Basically, he wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, which is this Gita Bhushan. Then he wrote a commentary on the Brahma Sutras, which is Govinda Bhasya, and Govinda Bhasya. Govinda Bhasya. And here he wrote Gita Bhushan. And then third, the commentary on Upanishads he wrote. Okay. So these are called Prasthanatraya. Okay. Brahma Sutra, basically Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, and Upanishads. So anybody has to prove that his parampara is bona fide, he has to write commentary on these 3. So now currently what we are reading is Gita Bhushan. Baldev Vidya Bhushan's commentary is called Gita Bhushan. So in that, because he had to defeat the Ramanandis, he has quoted many things from Shruti. We won't find that in Vishnacharya Thakur's commentary. So he has explained that from Krishna everything comes. So he is proving it from the Shrutis. What is the statement? Krishna alone, it is who previously creates Brahma and makes him sing the Vedas, like that. So Brahma, he is the source, like that he is saying. And now he will tell about Shiva. He is the source of Shiva. He is the source of 12 Adityas. Okay, Shiva was born from Narayana. Rudra were born from Narayana. And he will say Brahma and Shiva did not exist, and Varun also did not exist. Basically, he is the source of all this. So he quotes a lot of this. Okay, so we're skipping that. Yeah.
What is said in this verse is that the Lord is the material or efficient cause, Upadna and Nimitta, of everything other than himself. Whatever arises from me acts because of me. All of their operation depend on me. I am the controller of everything. Knowing me as such as the cause and the controller of all, iti matva, confirming this through the mouth of Guru, being filled with prema, bhava samanvita, the intelligent person worships me.
Yeah, so this similar explanation what Srila Vishnu Jadava told. Okay, so he is knowing iti matva and bhava samanvita. He becomes filled with prema in what? 4 rasas, basically. Okay, and Buddha. He is Buddha, he is intelligent. And he does what? Bhajante man. That's what he is explaining. Yeah, please continue.
A learned scholar who has studied the Vedic perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed into devotional service of the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, so what Prabhupada is saying in this, can somebody tell what he is trying to tell? Which aspect of the verse?
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Where is it? Which line?
Iti matva bhajante mam. Second one, Roger.
No. Here in this verse, in this
Sarvam.
which line you are saying that refers to
He-
iti matva bhajante mam?
Fixed in devotional service of the Supreme.
Okay, fixed in devotional service. Okay, iti matva bhajante mam. Okay. What else is told in this statement?
Is this Sarvam part is the origin of everything in both material and spiritual world.
Okay. Yeah, material and the spiritual worlds. Okay, so this is the Sarvam. Okay. Yeah, what else is told in this?
Buddha, the learned scholars who has studied the Vedas.
Yeah, here. We studied the Vedas. Okay. Yeah, okay. What else you mentioned here?
This like fixed in devotional service, but this firmly fixed shows bhav samandita. Bhav samandita is with great attention. maybe firmly fixed defines that.
Yeah, it was told now already. I think Yamuna Vilas told same thing. Yeah. That is Bhav Samyutta. Okay. Okay, let's read it. Okay. So basically, one more thing, information from the authority like Lord Chaitanya and others. If you see, the word is saying that from here, confirming this through the mouth of the Guru or previous acharyas like that. I think he is explaining this line here. Okay. Please read.
Yeah, he can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods.
He can never be deviated. Okay. He is firmly fixed. And all Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and others. So now he is going to say the same quotations that Baldev Vidyabhushan quoted. Okay. Just skipping that part. You can read it later. Yeah.
Lord Krishna is the source of all generation and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am original source of all. Everything is under me and no one is above me. There is no
Yeah,
supreme
1 minute,
controller.
1 minute, 1 minute. So here you see these two words Prabhupada used as I pointed in the verse, cause and then source. Okay. So he is the cause of everything as well as source of all. Yeah. Okay. So everything is under me and no one is above me. Okay. Please continue.
There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who
So now
understands
what he is telling
Krishna.
about controller. Controller aspect is where in the verse?
Pravartate.
Yeah, that was explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Correct. Pravartate is the controller. Okay, aspect. And what he controls? He controls all the spiritual universes and material universes, both. Okay. Yeah.
One who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master with reference from Vedic literature engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man.
Okay. Yeah. Here is that point basically what Baldev Devushan was saying, right? This confirming it through the mouth of Guru, being filled with prema, like that. So that Prabhupada is told here. Yeah. This is from Baldev Devushan. Yeah, he engages in Krishna consciousness and he wrote that he filled with prema like that and becomes a truly learned man. So this is what truly learned man. Who is that?
Wise man, Buddha.
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 Correct.
Buddha.
Buddha. Yeah.
In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretation of Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness.
Yeah, so many times, as we discussed last time, also unauthorized commentaries, which are not as per our Guru Sadhu and Shastra. Which Shastra we follow? We follow Vaishnava Shastras. Okay, basically, Shastra are of three levels. Vedic Shastra, which are like Upanishads, and for us, mainly it is Bhagavad Gita. Then there is also Vaishnava Shastra. Vaishnava Shastra. So they are like Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we have also Gaudiya Shastra. So Gaudiya Shastra is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So for everyone, the audience is narrower and narrower. So this is a very less audience is there because Gaudiya Vaishnavas are very few, right? So this is narrower and narrower. So Gaudiya Chaitanya Charitamrita, all statements may not apply to all the people of other sampradayas. Okay, there are 4 Vaishnava sampradayas. They all read Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, and there are people who are not in the Vaishnava sampradaya. They are maybe devotees of Shiva or others, but they read Bhagavad Gita. That the even more broad people are there. So whatever they say, these are outside 4 sampradayas also. Okay, they can be outside 4 sampradayas. we don't have to hear from them Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and then there are Vaishnavas who are in the four sampradayas. Okay, from them also, if they are not in the our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we may not hear from them because the flavor is different. So example is given by Prabhupada, or yeah, I don't know, not Prabhupada. We may say 2 plus 2 is 4, but our addition may be like 2 mango plus 2 mango is 4 mangoes in Gaudiya Vaishnava, means our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. But if you go to Ramanuja Sampradaya or any other Sampradaya, they may say no, 2 oranges plus 2 oranges is 4 oranges. The mathematics is same, the basic rules are same, but the flavor is different. I hope you are able to understand this point. Okay, so the flavor which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives is different. That may be more into Madhuri Ras. But Madhva Sampradaya, which is the Udupi Madhvacharyas, it's little different. They are more focused about Vaikuntha. Okay, attaining Vaikuntha, may not be Vrindavan or Golok, like that. So they also want to attain the Vishnu Tattva, Vishnu form, but the rasa is different. Okay, they cannot have Madhuri Ras with Vishnu, they cannot have Sakhya Ras with Vishnu. They don't practice that. But when it comes to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, for us, okay, so when we practice for Raja Krishna, okay, in any of the rasas, okay. So when we hear from the other Vaishnava Sampradayas, so there may be change of mood, okay, in their speeches, their thought process. I hope you are able to connect. Okay, our mood is like 2 plus 2 is 4 mango. 2 mango plus 2 mango is 4 mango. You cannot add 2 mango plus 2 oranges. What will it become? Can you add?
2 only.
Remain
2
two,
each
huh?
only.
I don't think it will remain 2 also. It will
2
become
each.
2 each. Okay. Yeah. So basically, there won't be any result of that. If you add 2 oranges plus 2 mango, it neither becomes 4 oranges, neither it becomes 4 mangoes. There is no attainment of that. Okay. So a little bit hearing from this sampradaya, a little bit hearing from that sampradaya. So our sampradaya is more focused on madhurya aspects, sweetness aspect. That is more connected to Radha Krishna worship. But they may not have that Radha Krishna worship in their altar. Okay. So, and their explanations of 10th canto may not be so much in depth like ours, Vishwanath Chakravarti. Like as I told, 40 acharyas in Gaudiya Sampradaya have given 10th canto commentaries. For them, it may not be. So that is one of the difficulties in hearing. That's one of the challenges. It's not wrong, but one has to understand there is a risk in it. Okay. And Prabhupada would not generally recommend to do like that because those who are not fixed up or not mature people, they may not understand what to take, what not to take. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken 2 principles from each sampradaya. So, and he has explained to us through the parampara of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradayas, and we should accept in that way. Okay, how he has explained. So if we have doubt about some aspects, then whom we go and ask? We go and ask our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. They have written so many books. We go and ask our Acharyas. Because if we go and ask them, they will give the understanding which their Acharyas like Madhvacharya or Ramanacharya has given. And suppose you come across a situation where other sampradayas are raising a question about our sampradaya, like Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. They say, oh, this Brahma Vimohan Leela doesn't seem to be actually happening. Because how can the Parampara Acharya Brahmaji get, sammoha? He cannot have a sammoha. Okay. So, yeah, because their acharyas, like Madhacharya has explained like that, it's right for them to understand like that. And they understand that the 3 chapters, Sagasura Vada, as well as Damodar Leela, as well as the Brahmivimohan Leela, these 3 chapters are not part of Bhagavatam. They may say like that. But that does not make our Acharya's statement less worthy for us. Okay. Our Acharya statements remain to the same, we have the same loyalty for our Acharyas. Because they have said, yeah, because Brahmaji is also pure devotee, he can come under Yog Maya, and they have given us an understanding like Vishwanath Chakravarti or Srila Prabhupada. They have given us a mature understanding. Okay. So we understand it from our Acharyas that how it is explained. And at the same time, we don't disrespect them. Okay, those who are Madhva Sampradaya or Ramanuja Sampradaya, we don't disrespect them, and we don't disrespect, oh, your goal is so low, you are only going to Vaikuntha, you see where we are going. We are going to the Vrindavan, like that. We don't compare like that. Okay, we don't understand that they are lower or we are higher, or we are lower or they are higher, not like that. Okay, so we don't have to see down upon them. At the same time, we want to understand that there is variety in spiritual life. Okay, what is the variety? Variety of sadhana and variety of goal. Okay, Gyan Yoga has different sadhana, Ashtanga Yoga has different sadhana, Bhakti Yoga has different sadhana. Okay, whereas the goal is also different for each. So variety is provided as per the desire of Jiva. So this is very, very important point. That's why I took so much time to explain that where to hear from, where not to hear should be very clear. Are we ready to compromise on our faith and our goal? Okay, both aspects we have to understand. Faith, basically, I mean the sadhana, the practices which we have, and the goal. Because if faith is changed, then goal will also change. Okay, so goal is the prayojan, basically. Okay, one is abhidaya, other one is prayojan. So now the basically ninth verse will talk about this sadhana abhidaya aspect. Okay, and this prayojan will be taught in the 10th verse. Okay, so these two will come. So are we ready to take a risk of changing our faith? Okay, because faith will change, then we'll have faith not in Krishna but in Vishnu. But somebody may say, oh, Prabhuji, what are you saying? Both are same person, right? No, 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 both are not same. Krishna has 64 qualities, Vishnu has 60 qualities. Krishna has 5 rasas in which devotees can exchange. Lord Vishnu can have exchange with the devotee, not in the first 3 rasas, Madhurya rasa, only maybe Lakshmi ji. Okay, there is no Sakhya ras, there is no Vatsalya ras for mother and father for Lord Vishnu or Narsimha Dev. Yeah, so these are very different aspects. So for that, there is a shloka Rupa Goswami written in Bhakti Sam Sindhu. He says, Siddhantastu abhedepi. In Siddhanta, there is no difference, abhed. In what? Vishnu and Krishna. Okay, for Vishnu and Krishna, as per Siddhanta, there is no difference. Both are Vishnu Tattva. But what is the difference then? Rasena utkrishyate Krishna. When it comes to the matter of rasa, Krishna is utkrishta. Utkrishta means Krishna is higher than Vishnu. Okay, in rasa he is higher. Why? Because as I told, he has Akhila Rasamrit Murti personality. He encompasses all the 5 rasas, 5 primary and 7 secondary. But Lord Vishnu, he is not manifesting Krishna's form, and he is having his own devotees who like him as he is. Like there are many examples we can give, but yeah, just like one of my friends was explaining, like for him, the relationship with his father was like more of reverence. It was not very, sweet. Means he had never embraced his father any time in life. But there is love. You understand? There is love between father and son. So one time, what happened that father had come to visit the temple, and then one of the friend of this brahmachari, basically his father, we are talking about, his friend who was very humorous and very jovial, he just went and embraced his father, and then he talked very nicely and all. Then later he came and explained to this brahmachari that how I hugged your father and I talked very nicely, we had very nice time. So he told, what, my father never embraces, he has never embraced me in this till now in this life. But what, you are his son and he has not embraced. So that conversation ended, and then next day when this brahmachari whose father had visited the temple, he was taking darshan of the deities. So his father came from back and tapped him from the back, and then he turned and then he embraced him. So this brahmachari who had never experienced of embracing his father, so he felt very, very shameful basically, because and that too he embraced him in front of all the devotees. It's not that he doesn't have love for his father. I hope you are able to understand. But he had never experienced and he had never expected that kind of exchange with his father, basically. So it was something like he was always in reverence, and then somebody imposed sweetness upon him. Okay. So like that. So we have to understand Lord Vishnu is a particular personality who deals particularly with his devotees in particular reverence. And these devotees don't like to be imposed with sweetness of Krishna. So they have different attainment and they have different sadhana. So for our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the Acharya they explained how Krishna is sweet and how we can have sweet exchanges with him. And that way we have to take teachings from them and follow and not mix it with the reverence aspect of other sampradayas, even though they are bona fide. Okay. So we completed this verse. So we'll take a break. And then if there are any questions, we can take the questions. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break. So I'm pausing the recording. Somebody can remind later to resume. Okay, any questions either on this 8th verse? Okay, we'll discuss the 9th verse. Machchitta matgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha nityam dusyanti charamanti cha. Yeah, so now Krishna explained about this in the 8th verse. He told about Vibhuti as well as yoga. So now he is explaining the yoga aspect, the Bhakti yoga aspect. Okay, so this is Abhideya or the sadhana, what the devotee do of Bhakti yoga. So Arjuna may have this question in mind. Okay, you are saying Bhajante Mam previously, and then now you said that Matta Sarva Pravartate iti Matta Bhajante Mam. Yeah, that one. So how do they do the bhajan for you like that? Okay. And Srila Prabhupada titles this as symptoms of pure devotees. Okay. Okay, pure devotees in the sense not that they are perfected, but they are practicing the path of pure devotional service, or they may be even perfected. Both do these things. Okay, when they become perfected, also they do this, and during their sadhana also do these things. Okay, so that is the meaning. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Read the translation. Pranamati, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
So, as I told, this verse is explaining about what are the activities of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so Machitta. Okay, so they engage their minds. Okay, so by the writing, they engage fully. Okay, in what? Mat, in me. Okay, so this is Machitta aspect. Basically, this is Smaranam. They remember. Remembrance aspect. Madgata Prana. Okay, means their lives are devoted to me, means they are sustaining their lives because of me. That is like Annagata Prana, means the life is sustained by the food for any person. The Annagata Prana means his life is sustained on food. So Krishna is saying, for my devotees, their spiritual lives are sustained on Mat, me. Okay, so the devotees sustain on Krishna. So basically, not only spiritual life, their material life also, as we understand Yoga, Shemam, Vahamyam, he explained that both the material aspects of the life as well as spiritual aspects in devotee's life is given by Krishna himself. He personally takes care. Okay, like that. And then, so, Bodhayantaha. Bodhayanta is paraspara, one-to-one, among themselves. It may not be always in a group. It may be one-to-one, one devotee discussing with other or somebody hearing somebody's lecture. So like that, it's like parasparam, one-to-one, among themselves. Or it may be in a group also. Okay. So this is second activity, Bodhayanta, parasparam. So Bodhayanta, wait. So this Machitta was Smarana. Okay. This bodhayanta. This is about Shravanam. They hear from each other like that. It's not always in a group. That's why this is characterized as the aspect of Shravanam. Okay, Shravanam, Parasparam. Okay, from one another, or hearing from one's own Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, or Srila Prabhupada, like that. And then third is Kathayantaha. What they do, third activity? Kathayanta, they do Katha, they talk. Okay, they hear Shrimad Bhagavatam. So these are like more group activity. So this is like Kathayantaha is the Kirtanam aspect. Okay, glorifying the Lord, Kirtanam. So these are the three activities which are mentioned in this verse mainly. It represents all the other limbs. Okay, 9 limbs of bhakti basically. Okay, so mat chitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katyantascha mam. About whom? Again, about me. About me. How and when? Nityam. Okay, perpetually, daily, like that. Okay, they do my kirtan. And then how they do? So tushyanti cha ramanti cha. While doing, they are happy. Okay, so he is saying that they become pleased and also enjoy transcendental bliss while doing this. Tushyanti cha ramanti. Okay, so this will be explained in the purport also. But these two words we can understand. One is they are satisfied. Tushti. Tushti means satisfaction, basically. Okay. So that is pleasing or satisfying. They are satisfied. And then being satisfied, they enjoy the transcendental bliss. Raman. From Raman Dhatu, this is coming. Rama Dhatu. Basically, Ramanti. Okay. So basically, these both are present tense. Tushyanti and Ramanti. Both are present tense. So they become pleased. They are becoming pleased. They are becoming joyed, overjoyed, like that. That is the meaning of this verse. Okay. Yeah. So please read the translation.
Oh. Such Ananda Bhaktas who have attained spiritual intelligence, that is Buddhi Yoga, by my mercy attain factual knowledge of me mentioned previously, which is hard to understand. Their minds are greedy for my form, name, qualities, pastimes, and the taste of the sweetness, that is Machita. They are unable to maintain their lives without me, Madgata Prana. Just as men are completely dedicated to food, that is Annagat Pranamara, since they depend on it to live. They explain to each other with friendliness about the types of bhakti and the real nature of bhakti, that is Bodhayanta.
Yeah, so these are various aspects. So here again, this is about hearing from each other, as explained here. So this is more about Shravanam. Okay, hearing from each other, Shravanam aspect. Okay, and then they taste the sweetness, Machitta. This is by remembering, Smaranam. What they remember? Name, form, qualities, pastimes. These 4 aspects is mentioned. Okay, so they remember this, and then they taste the sweetness. Okay. So this is basically continuation from the last verse. So he is saying about these Ananya Bhaktas who were explained in the last verse, 8th verse. What they have done, they have attained spiritual intelligence. Buddha Samanvitaha. Okay, they have attained through the Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga basically. By my mercy, they attain factual knowledge of me. Okay, Tattvataha, they know about me. This was mentioned previously. Tattvataha was told previously, right? Yeah. So, which is hard to understand actually. Yeah. So this is from 10.8 continuation. Yeah, please read.
They talk about me, a great ocean of very sweet form, qualities, and pastimes, Kathayanta, and glorify me by narrating about my form, qualities, and pastimes.
Yeah, so now
So,
here he has told this narrating. They narrate. This is more about Kirtan aspect. Okay, they glorify the Lord in assembly of devotees. Yeah.
since Smarana, that is Machita, Sravana, Bodhayanta, and Kirtana, that is Kathayanta, are the best among all types of bhakti, they have been specifically mentioned here. Thus, by this bhakti alone, These devotees are satisfied and experience happiness. This is the mysterious aspect of bhakti. Note: materialists cannot understand how devotees can enjoy without dependence on external material stimulation.
Yeah, so devotee, basically the materialist cannot understand how these devotees, how they are becoming detached from Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. They don't like to see these materialistic things. They don't like to eat abominable things like fish or egg or meat. How these people are becoming so, detached people, and sometimes they also become monks, and they uh, give up the attachment to opposite sex like that. They may think they don't have any external stimulation, but how they are still enjoying. So that's explained here. It's going to come. Yeah, Ramantushyanti and Ramanti. Yeah.
Or the meaning of satisfaction and enjoyment can be as follows.
Just
They
1 minute,
are
1 minute. Okay, he's giving some other meaning. 1 minute. Yeah, by this bhakti alone, these devotees are satisfied and experience. Okay, it's already explained here. So Tushyanti cha Ramanti. So they are enjoying it within with the Lord. Okay. So that materialistic people cannot understand that without any external stimulation, how they are able to enjoy like that. Yeah. Read.
or the meaning of satisfaction and enjoyment can be as follows. They are satisfied even at the stage of sadhana by continual performance of their worship brought about by good fortune, and they take pleasure in thinking of their future attainment of prema and enjoy with their Lord through the mind. The interpretation indicates raga nuga bhakti.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the second meaning of the word Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. So he is saying, see, as I told, this verse is applicable not only in Siddha stage, but also in practice, sadhana stage. What kind of practice it is? It is the practice of Raganuga sadhana bhakti. So, okay, we'll discuss in the Bhakti Sam Sindhu. So, Rupa Goswami, he defines sadhana bhakti and then says it has two parts, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. Okay, like that he describes. So that we will see in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that how both are sadhana. It's not that Raganuga is a perfected stage. He has already reached prema or he has already reached the stage of bhava. No, not like that. He also has anarthas in his heart and he is also practicing, but his way of practice is different. What is the practice? That is here it's explained. What is practicing by continual performance of their worship. So he is also following the externally the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti aspects of worshipping the deity, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. He is also doing that, but he also takes pleasure in thinking of his future attainment. So he is thinking, okay, what kind of rasa I will attain in future with the Lord? Okay, what kind of relationship with I will have with the Lord in future? Like Prabhupada says many of his lectures that we should all strive to become establish our relationship with Krishna, like Mother Yashoda is in Vatsalya Bhav. We should try to establish our relationship like the Sakhas who are in a friendly mood. So Prabhupada says that in many lectures, okay, like that. Or we should try to establish our relationship in Madhuri Ras, where Krishna is enjoying with so many gopis, like that. So Prabhupada says that in many lectures. So that is what is Raganuga Sadhana. That is told here. And by Raghunath sadhana only one can go to Vraja. Okay. So the attainment from Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is Vaikuntha. Okay, one can attain Vaikuntha because it is having reverence about the Lord, Aishwarya Bhav, reverence. And from Raghunath sadhana one attains the Vraja, Goloka, Goloka Vrindavan basically, because it has sweetness. Okay, like that. And if there is somebody in between, then he will attain Dwarka. That is explained in Bhakti Sam Sindhu. Okay, where is there a mixture of the Aishwarya as well as sweetness, like that. Mm. Yeah,
Well,
Baldev,
Vidya,
yeah.
the verse describes the process of bhakti. They are absorbed in remembering me, not chitta. They cannot maintain their lives without me. Like fish cannot live without water, madgata prana. They reveal to each other my form, qualities, and beauty. Bodhayanta parasparam. They speak about me. An ocean affection for the uh, and an ocean affection for the devotees, about my extremely variegated pastimes. In this way, by worship in the form of remembering, hearing, and chanting, they are satisfied to Shanti, as if drinking nectar.
Yeah, so he has also told these three terms, see, remembering. So what is remembering referring to? Here,
Machitta.
Machyuta.
yeah, that basically smaranam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, smaranam, and then that is Matchitta related. And then hearing. He's also saying it's about hearing. So hearing is again same thing, it's about Shravana. Correct. So that is about Bodhyantar. And chanting is Kirtana. That is about Bodhyantar Karasana. What is it? Katyantascha. Katyantascha Mahamitra. Katha. They do Katha. Yeah, read.
They enjoy this Ramanti, just as young boy enjoys the smiling glances of a young girl.
Yeah, so these are the, yeah, one example is given. So what the devotees do, they enjoy. What kind of two things are mentioned here? Enjoy this, here it's mentioned. Satisfied, they are satisfied. Tushanti and Ramanti. So one is satisfaction, and second aspect is the enjoyment, like that. So example is given for both. Satisfaction, what is example given? As if drinking nectar. This is example of how one is satisfied. So we can remember how if we have done some fasting for some long time, and then we break our fast with some juice or water. So the simple water also feels like nectar. I don't know how many of you have experience of conditioned fasting or voluntary fasting, both. So conditioned fasting is like we are out somewhere and we don't have any water. So we are fasting. That is also there. And our we have Nirjala Ekadashi or water. So the water also feels like nectar. So if that's the example given. And second example is for given that how a young boy enjoys the smiling glances of a young girl. So this is, yeah, attraction in the middle world, which will be there among the opposite sex. But this is given an example in trying to understand how the spiritualist enjoys with the Lord, because this is like one of the most attractive way of enjoying in this material. Even what to speak of outside, in the temple also people are coming to do this. They're taking all sorts of photos in the garden and all. So the temple management has to think how to avoid this. You can do anywhere else, whole world is open. Why to come to temple? I don't know. They are maybe attracted to the Radha Krishna couple. I don't know. And Prabhupada gives the same example in his purport. Yeah. So yeah, please read Prabhupada's purport.
Srila Prabhupada. Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically.
Yeah, so this is what I highlight. Symptoms of pure devotee are described in this verse. Okay, that's what Prabhupada writes about this verse. What is this verse about? Yeah, read.
Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees.
Yeah, so you can see so many terms Prabhupada is actually explaining already here in this. So what all terms are explained from the verse here?
Nityam, 24 hours daily.
Yeah, so 24 hours is saying, so that is like Nitya. Okay, what else is explained here?
Bodhayanta Paraspara.
Where is it mentioned in this?
Discussing.
Discussing with other devotees. Okay, yeah. So Bodhayanta. What else is mentioned?
Machitta.
Where?
Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna.
Where it is?
Second point only.
their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus
Okay.
feet of Krishna.
And that is not much chitta. Exactly. It is from previous verse. Prabhupada is starting, no? This coming from previous verse, basically. He is explaining the 10.8, if you remember the words came, no? Not 8, 7. What is it? Avikalpena. Yeah, that word actually is telling me here. From previous verse it's coming. Yeah. We are discussing about this point last one. What else?
Dusyanti and Ramanti for constantly submerged in Krishna.
Where is it?
The hearts and
Here,
souls
yeah.
are
Souls are constantly submerging
submerged.
in Krishna.
Krishna. Dusyanti,
Okay.
Ramanti.
There he's coming, no? They take pleasure. So this is Ramanti. Okay, this is Ramanti, Prabhupada is telling. Okay, constantly submerging Krishna is what? Again, Nityam. That is again the word Nityam only. Okay, Tushyanti, how Prabhupada is translated is pleased. Yeah, actually, that is not. That's like, yeah, Tushyanti Ramanti here only.
Nature.
Yeah, what else?
Nature.
Daily engaged, yeah, this is Nityam, in the qualities and pastimes of the Lord. Yeah, their hearts and souls are, constantly submerged. But, yeah, the words he is explaining this line. Please read.
In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself, and in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God.
Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying earlier, that both the stages are explained in these 4 verses. The stage of sadhana, as well as the stage of the perfected stage. So one should not think these verses are applicable only to the perfected devotees, which may seem from the few lines, like Prabhupada, if you see, the beginning he has said pure devotees. Okay, symptoms of pure devotees. So we have to understand this pure devotees is not only perfected devotees, they are practicing devotees as well as they are perfected devotees. Both are included in that. Okay. So many times we may use pure devotee word in a very narrow context to indicate perfected devotees. But here Prabhupada is clearly mentioning that there are 2 types. One is at the stage of sadhana, one is who is perfected. Yeah. Yeah. Read.
Once situated in the transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection, which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them there are a very few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get a chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies, just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the coverings of the material universe and enters in the Brahma Jyoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also, plant grows, plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Golok Vrindavan, the
Yeah, so
supreme
what
planet
is Prabhupada explaining here?
about Bhakti Lata.
No, from the verse you tell. Bhaktilata only. Why is telling this? In what context? What is there in the verse? Okay, somebody would like to try. Madhavari Namru, would like to try? Which point Prabhupada is telling in this? Bhaktilata Biji is explaining. Why is explaining which part? Anybody else? What it you want to tell? What he is explaining?
He's telling us about the Smaran, Shravanam, and Kirtanam. By doing all those things, 9 process of devotional service, one can actually get the prema or the love of God.
Yeah. Actually, one of the acharyas, he told that these three are most important aspects of bhakti in the 9 limbs. So Prabhupada is explaining that how this chanting of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and other processes, basically Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam, basically. These three aspects are most important, and then they are the path of bhajan, basically. And then Bhaktirata Beach grows through that, watering through this Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. Okay. Yeah.
Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, the plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. The plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19.
Yeah, so here he has told about this chanting, kirtanam, hearing, shravanam, okay, and smaranam, all that goes on. So what are the fruits and flowers? So flowers are like the compared to the stage of bhav, and then they become the fruits. That is explained as prema in the Bhakti Rasamrita. Okay, so these flowers will become in gradual time. They will become the fruits. So the bhava stage condenses into the prema. Okay, so this is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please read.
It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in the love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water.
Yeah, so what is Prabhupada explaining here in this?
Madgata prana, that
Yeah, Madhgata prana, and also example that Baldevidya Bhushan gave of the fish. The same example he has told. Okay, yeah.
In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavatam itself, 12, 13, 18. Srimad Bhagavatam Purnam Amalam, Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Amalam, Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literature, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association.
Yeah, so now he is explaining the basically Baldevidya Bhushan also told Ramanti. And then the same example is given. Okay. So they take continual pleasure in hearing about this. Okay, and then yeah, glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam, that was told here. Okay. Tesham satatiyuktanam bhajatam pritiPurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. Okay. Aruna Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Frederick. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Thank you. So here now Krishna is continuing to explain the path of bhajana basically. So in the 8th verse he told about aham sarvasya prabho mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam vidha bhav samanvita. So bhajan word was told there. So vibhuti and yoga both were told. So now the yoga part, abhideya part, basically the practice of that yoga was told in the 9th verse. Now he is telling about the prayojan. that what will this person attain when he does this yoga. Okay, so this is the prayojan or the attainment of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, after the practice which was told in the 9th verse, Matchitta Madgata Prana Bodhyanta Parasparam Katyantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. He does that, what will he attain? So he is explaining Tesham. Tesham is those people. Who are those people? That were explained in the 9th verse. Okay, Tesham Satat Yuktanam. Okay, what is their quality? They are a Satat Yukta. Okay, of those who are Satat Yukta. This is Shastri Vyakti. So Yuktanam, of those. Okay, those who are engaged Satat. What was the indication of this continuation in the previous verse? Satat was indicated as Nityam in the last verse. So that's continuation of that verse. Yeah. So Bhajitam, that is from the 8th verse now. That word. Okay, so those who are doing bhajana. So he's indicating the words from previous verse to indicate that he is the same person. And what he does? Priti Purvakam. Okay, he is doing these all things Priti Purvakam. Okay. So bhajan word itself includes the word Priti or loving nature, favorably done. Okay, and then Dadami, Buddhi Yogam Tam. So for him, what I do? What is the attainment of such a person? I give him Buddhi Yogam Tam. Basically, Buddhi Yogam is the bhakti aspect. I give the bhakti in his heart. Okay, I provide the bhakti in his heart. Okay, and then what else? Yena mam upyantite. Yena, by which. So the yena is referring to the Buddhi Yoga or the Bhakti Yoga. What he will attain? Mam. Upayanti. He will attain basically. Te. Those people. Okay. Who? Those who were explained in 10.9. Okay, they will attain like that. Yeah. Okay, please read.
It is understood that the joy of the devotee described in the previous verse is spiritual bliss beyond the modes. But by which method to but by which method do the devotees can direct contact with you? Who gives them the method of realizing you? Anticipating such a question, the Lord speaks this verse. I give Buddhi Yoga Bhakti to those who are constantly desirous of association with me. Satat Yuktana. This means that the Lord alone causes Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. I alone appear within the function of their minds.
So Lord is giving the process as well as the attainment of that process. That's what he's saying here. Okay. He is giving the Buddhi Yoga as well as Mam Upayanti. Okay. I give the Bhakti process who are constantly desirous, Satatiptanam. And this means that the Lord alone causes Buddhi Yoga. He is the cause of such Buddhi Yoga. So as it was told earlier, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. So that was Prabhava. That was cause also one more meaning. And then he is saying, I am cause of the spiritual part also. Okay. The not spiritual word, the spiritual path. Okay, what is that path? So he was explaining that Narada is one of the persons who is taking the path of Bhakti Yoga. So he explained the different yogas. So Buddhi Yoga also, he is the Prabhava, he is the cause. Yeah. I alone appear within the function of their minds. Yeah. Please read.
This Buddhi Yoga cannot be obtained at all from any other source, and it does not appear on its own. The statements means that realization of me is given only by me and received only by the devotees. By this bhakti, they attain me, they attain direct association with me. Upayanti, they come near me.
Yeah, so here again the Bhakti Sanjayate Bhakti 11th canto explains. So from Bhakti only the Bhakti can appear. So where is the Bhakti initially? It is in the heart of Krishna. Then he transfers it to the hearts of the devotees in Parampara. And then the devotees in Parampara give the Sukriti to devotees who don't have the Bhakti in their heart. And then when they receive Bhakti in heart, they also start practicing. So that's why he's saying it cannot be obtained at all from any other source. What is the source? only my devotee. He can give. Okay, so only devotee can give bhakti. Okay, like that. Yeah, please read.
But, yes, but how is it possible for them to grasp you, who are infinite in form, qualities, and powers, just through the teachings of a guru? For those who desire constant association with me, Satatat Yuktanam, who worship me with pleasure, understanding me as I really am, Preeti Purvakam, I relishing their devotion, I relishing their devotion to me, offer to them intelligence such that they can understand, worship, and attain me with my infinite qualities and powers, Buddhi Yoga, by which they attain me.
Yeah, so that's why he is saying that how can somebody simply by the teachings of Guru can understand you fully? He's saying no, I myself give them the intelligence to understand me fully like that. And what it contains, that they can understand my qualities and my powers. So these are all the basically the vibhuti and qualities refers to yoga. If you remember, I pointed that out earlier in the sixth verse, I think it came. Vibhuti and yoga, two words came. Not sixth, seventh verse. Okay, so he's saying this vibhuti and yoga, they will come to me and they'll know about it. Yeah, please read.
In this, yes, in this verse, Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence, and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved.
Yeah, so Vata Bhakti Yoga, one may feel that it is slow. So many years I'm chanting, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. Yeah, path is slowly traversed, but progressively also. Okay. So one devotee was saying that, yeah, when we endeavor strongly, then we progress slowly in bhakti. Okay. When you endeavor strongly, then you progress slowly in bhakti. So that is the equation basically. So path is very, very simple, but not easy because yeah, the so many distractions are there and so many other inclinations may be there like that. Okay. So somebody may have a less baggage of previous sinful activity or aprad. Somebody may have more. Okay. So we can also never compare actually with anybody that which person has come in Krishna consciousness, how much he is progressed, how much he is progressing faster. Because we never know which lifetime he started bhakti and which lifetime you started bhakti or I started bhakti. We never know. And it's not that everybody started in this life only. That is also another thing. Many people think that everybody started bhakti, whoever is visible in this life only. We have seen many devotees who have been born earlier as devotees. One of the devotees was Srila Prabhupada's disciple. In this life, he remembered about his past life, and this life he is disciple of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. So we have heard many examples. So we don't know. That's like in a race, you might have seen there are many laps. Okay. Okay, in a race, in a circular race, yeah, there are many laps. So persons are running. Somebody is in the first lap, somebody in the second lap, basically, of the race. Okay, and there may be a person who may be behind us. Okay, yeah, basically, this is a racetrack. So there are people running around in a circular way. So we don't know who is ahead, whether he has completed 5 laps, who is behind, he might have completed 7 laps, and there are 10 laps to be completed overall. So somebody in this life, he may be aged more. He may be senior in the sense of age or post. But we never know in past life age person who is less age, he might have already completed 7 laps and he may be the counselor of the 5 lap devotee. Okay, let's give you an example. The 7 lakh devotee may be counselor of 5 lakh devotee, but the 5 lakh devotee who is counselor, he may think, oh, I am a counselor and I am more in age. I came previously in Krishna consciousness in this lifetime. So he may think like that, but in actuality, it may not be. And somebody we see that once only we tell to chant and he starts chanting 16 rounds. So he is not given any lecture also, nothing is told how he started practicing. We can tell the same instruction to 10 people, but only one may do like that, and not even one. And then the person may think, or see, so much is the strength in my words. Just by telling once, he started chanting. But the problem is the other 9 people also the same thing you told, right? But they did not start chanting. So the we have to understand in a little cool-minded way that contribution is not from only our side. Surely our endeavor is there. That is not to be neglected. But we have to understand it's not our only the endeavor which matters. Okay, like that. Yeah, please continue.
A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instruction so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty.
Yeah, so this is again very difficult to understand point Prabhupada is saying, which may be a little radical, that how somebody is not in any parampara, not in any spiritual ISKCON. He is not in ISKCON, this person. He is in some other organization. Prabhupada is Jagat Guru. He is only delivering all people. How somebody in other sampradaya can even think of going back to God? It is not possible. These are all Kanishtadhikari mentality, narrow mentalities. Yeah, there are many sampradayas who are bona fide. They have bona fide gurus, bona fide teachers. The Gaudiya Sampradaya has Gaudiya Mats, and there are many gurus who are God brothers of Srila Prabhupada. They are all bona fide and they have their own practices and they are all going back to Godhead. Okay, but when we think that somebody doesn't belong to my organization, which is the greatest organization, because I am there, or it's started by Srila Prabhupada, that is also extended ego only. Srila Prabhupada is greatest. Why? Because I am connected to him. He is greatest. One may think like that. So it's not a very broad-minded understanding actually. One should be broad-minded in understanding that there are people who are bona fide in many ways. We are not talking about those sahajiyas who are not following Shastra. But there are many people who follow Shastra, but their bona fide may not be having same practice as ours. Okay. So they may not be so Western like us. Or Western way because I'm saying Prabhupada started it in the West. So we have to have little more broad-mindedness in that. Okay. So he's saying, but if still he is not intelligent enough, Krishna will from within give the instructions like that. So yeah, you can read. I know there is seventh verse which tells about how there are imperfects in sorry, not seventh. Drishtya Swabhava Janita Eva Purushascha Dosha. In the sixth verse it is there. So there may be dosha in the Swabhava Janita person or in their nature or Vapu in their body. Somebody may be having a physically handicapped body. One should not think about those aspects of a person while considering about his bhakti. Okay, so these all things, we externals, we have to come above. Yeah. Please read.
The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him.
Yeah, so basically the point mentioned here is that he is sincere, then Lord will give the understanding and intelligence to approach a guru. So who approaches a guru who is sincere and who directs him in the heart? Krishna directs when he is sincere, like that. So sincerity is a parameter basically. Krishna will direct him to approach a guru when he is sincere. Okay, and those who are cheaters, they will be approaching another teacher who is actually cheater basically. So cheaters and cheated. Bhaktivedanta Thakur told that story. Yeah. So how many slides are there? 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this we will take in the next session. This 11th verse. Okay. So if anybody has questions, we can discuss. Others may leave. Anybody has questions? What we discussed? Okay, then we will continue in the next session. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.